This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It is an honor to have you here. This last weekend, we saw Saudi Arabia get hit, their oil fields. One of their major oil productions, if you will. 5% of the oil comes from there, theoretically, for the world. So half of it got hit. I'm not sure it's that big a deal for us because we're shipping oil ourselves around the world as well. And so why should we spend taxpayer dollars and or the blood of our young men to go make that right or even? But with that said, I still don't understand why the CIA, a $1 trillion government corporation, why they don't keep things like that in control and under control. For example, there's a good movie out, and I enjoyed it for many times, enough that I even bought the movie, and it's called Swordfish. I said Swordfish. Now that movie basically says that the government, a rogue part of the government, was trying to get a hold of billions of dollars that were just sitting there, billions, and they would use that to fight any way they could with no rules against the bad guys. A bad guy does something, they go after him and they take him out. They take him out. It's that simple. Makes an awful lot of sense for that type of rogue increment to do that. Only God Almighty would know why the CIA is not doing something about it themselves with that $1 trillion corporation's power and wealth. But let's take another look at it, saying, well, maybe they have limits. Interpol, a gentleman talked about in the 1990s, got on the radio and did a couple-hour discussion, and he had retired, but he said there was a fringe group of Interpol, which is worldwide law enforcement, if you will, and they had a fringe group, and that group targeted pedophiles. People that were sexually abusing children. They targeted them. And not just to put them in jail. Not to just put them in jail. He told that they would get enough proof so that there is no question, and then they would execute them. They'd kill them. And they didn't just kill them. They would torture them first to find out, because most pedophiles know other pedophiles. It's kind of a clique, if you will. It's like that Epstein island, if you will, with all the people that went there. Yeah, I bet that list gets quite long, and some very powerful people are there. And rest assured, if that Interpol was still going, if it was still going, they'd be hunting those people and taking them out. And true, the people, you might not realize they'd got killed. It might be a heart attack or some other related death that couldn't be proven, but they were taken out. And so I think one of the best things that the world in general could do is when somebody starts causing trouble, destroying stuff, breaking things, blowing up buildings, you find out who does it and you take them out. Maybe their families too. And with that in mind, the next one steps up, says, wait a minute here. There's got to be a better way than violence. There's got to be a better way than preaching hate and to take over the world. Whether it's a man or whether it's for their God, you better take a step back, because there's somebody out there that's going to get you. This is McCook's Mr. Bill saying, it's sad we have to talk about things like this, but at the same time, the power is within us to solve our own difficulties. Thank you for your time.